Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast. Today, we're going to delve into a really profound and practical framework. It comes from our own Brendon Wong, outlined in his research, The Silent Manager. It posits that the same fundamental law that governs, cosmic evolution is also the silent force managing, or maybe mismanaging, your quarterly earnings. So, what do a dying star, a struggling startup, and your cluttered desk have in common? I mean, think about it. They are all living out the exact same universal story, the inevitable progression from order to disorder. This is the law of entropy. And while business leaders are so focused on market shifts, innovation, all that stuff, very few recognize they're actually contending with this same thermodynamic principle. Understanding it is, it's a strategic imperative. In physics, entropy is simply a measure of disorder. Right. The second law of thermodynamics dictates that in any isolated system, so one cut off from the outside world, entropy always increases. But, and this is the critical insight for any organization, your company is not an isolated system. That distinction contains both your greatest vulnerability and, really, your most powerful opportunity. Brendon Wong's research, it uses this method called Deep Augmented Thinking, and it draws these really startling parallels between cosmic and corporate phenomena. Okay, so consider the gravity trap. In the cosmos, gravity creates these elegant structures like galaxies, but its endpoint, it can be a black hole, an entity of such immense density that not even light can escape. Now, in business, bureaucracy and organizational structure, they follow the same arc. A process that begins as the necessary gravity holding the company together can slowly, devolve into its own black hole. It just consumes energy, time, and good ideas with absolutely nothing to show for it. The warning sign? When maintaining the system starts to consume more energy than serving the actual customer. Then you've got the energy gradient problem. Stars shine because they convert mass into energy, right? They create this temporary little island of order in a universe that's moving toward disorder. They run on an energy gradient. Your business does too. That gradient is the difference between a customer's need and your unique offering, between market demand and your unique offering. And when that gradient flattens, when your market matures or your differentiation just fades, the energy for growth, it just disappears. And finally, there's the information decay principle. So cosmology wrestles with this whole information paradox, this whole question of whether information is truly lost forever inside a black hole. Your business faces a much more immediate version of this. When a key employee leaves, their unique understanding, it just goes with them. When processes are undocumented, institutional memory fades. Firmly, this is information entropy. These cosmic patterns, they show up in business in 5 distinct ways. First, process entropy, that familiar creep of bureaucracy we all know. Second, strategic entropy, which is a diffusion of focus, where a company becomes just mediocre at many things, but exceptional at none. Third, cultural entropy, the slow erosion of values, where how we do things gives way to just whatever works. Fourth, innovation entropy, the decline of creative breakthroughs in favor of safe, incremental improvements. And fifth, customer experience entropy, that gradual accumulation of friction in what was once a seamless journey. So, if entropy is inevitable, what's the solution? Well, the playbook comes from the universe itself. Complex systems have persisted for billions of years because they've mastered entropy management. Your business can emulate their strategies. First, become an open system, just like a star. A star resists collapse by constantly taking in fuel and exporting energy and waste. Your organization has to do the same. Actively import new talent, new ideas, fresh capital, while systematically exporting outdated practices and, cultural toxins. Second, practice entropy farming, like life itself. Life doesn't defeat entropy, it masterfully harnesses it. The disorder that's inherent in sunlight gets channeled to create the intricate order of a forest. As a leader, you have to learn to see chaos not as the enemy, but as a resource. Market disruption, internal dissent, creative tension, these can become the very fuel for your next innovation. To operationalize this, Wong proposes the Deep Augmented Thinking framework, or DAT. It's this human-AI collaborative method that treats entropy as a catalyst. By using AI to map out complex systems and generate insights, DAT helps teams uncover hidden opportunities inside chaotic environments. It's all about channeling disorder toward a productive purpose. A practical first step here is to conduct a quarterly entropy audit. Assess your organization on a scale of 1 to 10 across 5 dimensions: process efficiency, knowledge preservation, strategic alignment, cultural coherence, and innovation health. A score below 7 in any of these areas indicates significant entropy damage. It requires immediate focused energy. And this brings us to the ultimate leadership imperative. Your primary role is not just strategy or vision, it is entropy management. Good leaders fight disorder, but great leaders become entropy conductors. They orchestrate the tension between order and chaos because they understand that excessive order just breeds stagnation, while controlled disorder is what drives innovation. The universe has been elegantly navigating this balance for 13.8 billion years. Your organization faces the same fundamental challenge. Your choice isn't whether to engage with entropy, but how you choose to dance with this fundamental force of reality. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. If you were to conduct an entropy audit of your own organization today, which of the 5 patterns would be most prevalent, and what is the first step you would take to begin conducting rather than simply fighting that disorder?